Hello guys, welcome back to the Laker family with another post-game recap of the a Laker beatdown by the Houston Rockets. Um, to me, I don't even know where to start. I feel like the Lakers suffer anytime that they have to take a big break off. We saw that with the stoppage of the season due to the corona, and we came back in the bubble, and it just took us a bunch of games to just get our feet up under us. It took us a lot of time to get that chemistry and that cohesion back. Um, we're just not a team that can just take a little break like that and then get back up. We have a lot of older veteran guys on this team, and it seems like that hurts them more. Like a long rest, it seems to hurt them more than help them. And that was evident in this game as well. I saw some of the same type of energy that we had the game one versus the Portland Trailblazers, and everybody was freaking out. The Lakers are in trouble. They're this, they're that. We just have to regroup, come up with a better game plan defensively. And to me, it wasn't so much. The defense could be better, but to me, the offense was the main problem tonight. A Houston Rockets team held us underneath 100 points. That's not going to get it done against the Houston Rockets. First of all, you got to match them offensively, and you dang sure cannot let them play better than you defensively. You're only making that small ball lineup look good when you let them off the hook like that. Our lineup is much taller than them, with Anthony Davis in the paint, JaVale McGee in the paint, Dwight Howard in the paint, LeBron James, a small forward, bigger than any small forward that they put out there. It's embarrassing. It's kind of like we went into a lot of lulls, like we had a lot of stretches in the game where we were just struggling to find some type of offense. And the killing thing about it is the game was still within reach. The majority of the game, it was still within reach, within 5 points, 4 points. And it seemed like every time we cut it down to 4 or 3, we just couldn't, buy a bucket. We couldn't, throw a rock in the ocean, or we would do a timely turnover, and that would send the Rockets back on another run, on their scoring run, and that's how they kept the distance between us throughout the game. So we never did grab the bull by the horn. I felt there was plenty of times where either LeBron or Anthony Davis could have said, "Get out the way, give me the ball. It's only a 4-point game. Let's take it over." Neither did that. So that was negative on both of their parts. If you would have looked at the scoreboard, at the stat line from Anthony Davis and between PJ Tucker at the end of the game, you would have automatically thought that Anthony Davis had the best impact. This was Anthony Davis' stat line: 25 points, 3 blocks, 3 steals, 14 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from 3, 10 of 16 from the field. This was PJ Tucker's stat line: 6 points, 2 steals, 9 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 of 7 from the 3-point line. You would have thought Anthony Davis won that matchup hands down, but no. PJ Tucker had arguably the best impact on the floor tonight. I want to say, other than James Harden, I want to say PJ Tucker, James Harden, and then you can pick between either Westbrook or Gordon. You can't have all those guys going off. That's another thing. You have to pick and choose, pick your poison, and live and die with it. But one thing you can't do is let 4 or 5 of their guys get close to 20 points. You can't do that. But to me, PJ Tucker value was so great in this game because he just disrupts everything. He takes you out of your comfort zone. The 25 points I just mentioned that Anthony Davis had, they were all shots that the Houston Rockets were willing to give up because they were high post shots, and they lived and died with it. If Anthony Davis rose up and made a heavily contested mid-range with PJ Tucker up underneath him like this, they lived with it. They were okay with it, and that's not what we want offensively. We don't want that as a steady diet for our offense. We would prefer a more steady diet of Anthony Davis down low. Now, granted, the Rockets, they scramble so fast. They got a hand in everything. They're amazingly fast on defense to where you can kind of get taken out of your offense. We kind of saw that the last game with the Thunder, how their offense just got completely discombobulated at the end of the fourth quarter because the Rockets, they play this chaos defense, and then you're kind of looking at as the offense, you're kind of like, dang, should I throw the ball there? And then before you even think to throw the ball, they already reacted to it before you even did it. And it just completely throws you out of your rhythm because most teams are not used to seeing a small ball defensive lineup like that. They're not used to that type of chaos defense, and it caused a lot of confusion. But you can quickly solve that by, especially with your two superstars that are bigger than anybody that is on the Houston Rockets team. You have to go ahead and impose your will. You have to impose your will. Anthony Davis, find a way to get down in the post, deeper in the post. Do not let PJ Tucker knock you out to the mid-range, which is easier said than done. I'm not going to go too hard on Anthony Davis because at the same time, I don't want to take anything away from PJ Tucker because he did a great job against Steven Adams last round. Just completely, even though Adams is not really an offensive big man, it still was kind of embarrassing how bad he made Steven Adams a non-factor. So it's not easy with PJ Tucker. He's more stout than and good defensively than what people think. You can look at him and be like, no, he's not capable of but he really is. With that being said, Anthony Davis, you are a top 5 player. Find a way. Get down low. Teammates, find a way to include them. There is no reason you should be looking on the ball or doing these cross-court passes, trying to find somebody on the cross side instead of trying to get the ball down low to Anthony Davis. Let him fight until he gets position. You give him that daggone ball down low. Frank Vogel, draw up plays. Find a way to get your big man feasting down low. And it can't be just Anthony Davis. JaVale McGee can't be doing all this clumsy stuff, flying and flopping all over the place. We need you to be more of a stout, valuable, serviceable big man when you're in there. Because if you're not, then the Rockets are just going to run circles all around you, and you're going to end up back on the bench like you was tonight. Quickly, with the quickness. Dwight Howard, same thing. Which he's a tad bit quicker at the feet than JaVale McGee, but same goes with him. Sometimes he gets caught in no man's land. You got to pick it. You got to be firm, and you got to know what you want to do against that team. If not, they're going to eat you up offensively. They're going to eat you up. There was a lot of spectacular plays from LeBron tonight, but it just wasn't enough at the end. That ferocious dunk he had on Westbrook, that I made me jump out of my seat. And then even the block, the double hand block off the backboard, that was shades of his 27-year-old days. Back with Miami and Cleveland. He amazed me with that. He amazed me with all of that. But then it got to a certain point at the game. Like I said before, it was just the game was within LeBron's grasp. As the superstar, you have to feel it when when your teammates are not having it, they're not flowing. Put your head down, man. Either post up or you put your head down and you drive. You drive till you can't drive no more. Do not be settling for these long-range half-court bomb threes. So those two have to take some of the criticism from this game. But that does not excuse their teammates, which were basically non-factors. We got a cold KCP again. We got Rondo, who we can't really just go ham on yet because it was his first game back off of injury, and he played up and down this game. So I'm not going to go in on him. And you know, we were hoping once we get Rondo back, that will kind of cure some of the lows that we have at times offensively, and it didn't. You know, he knocked down a couple of threes, but it ended up being a point to where other teammates kept putting him in bad positions. So that was low IQ on his teammates' fault. His teammates kept setting him up for failure. They would dribble, and pass the ball to him at the end of the shot clock, and then he has to, well, I got to shoot it. Don't do that to Rondo. Come on now. Don't do that to him. He's in there more for playmaking. You got Kuzma. He killed me tonight with this. I commended him for him playing within the offense, the flow of the offense as of late. Wasn't doing overdoing things, but tonight, especially when we had those lows offensively, Kyle Kuzma, do what you're labeled as. Go out there and gunsling. That is your role in this offense. If you don't do nothing else, gunsling. If LeBron's looking for help, Anthony Davis is looking for help, and you passing a wide open shots. There was a couple of times when LeBron made a good play, got Kyle Kuzma open, and he would pump fake, hesitate, bring the ball down, try to do a dribble, and get cut off, or he'll hesitate and pass the ball to Rondo at the end of a shot clock. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. Kyle Kuzma, we need you to get back to gunslinging. Don't shoot us out of a game, but in a game like this, where it was nip and tuck, and then we was finding ourselves where nobody could get the ball in the basket. Okay, that's your time. That is your time. That is your cue. Go ahead. Nobody's going to blame you at that point. That we'll sit back and say, okay, he went out guns blazing. Nobody else had it going. What else? You know what I'm saying? What else was there to do? Give it a shot. Dude, you got to play better than that, Kyle Kuzma. As a third option, if you're not going to give us that punch scoring wise, we don't need you getting killed defensively. There was a few points in here where you play in the game where you played okay, but there was a lot of times where you got killed. And that brings me to the guy I want to kill the most. I shouldn't say kill. That's too much of a harsh word, but y'all know what I'm getting at. Danny Green. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just terrible. I'm at the point with him where I'm basically over him. I'm done. I'm done mentally. I'm just done with him on this team because he just completely robbed us this year. And I'm at the point also to if he erupts with some good game in this series, I'm gonna be like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you owe us that. That you're past due the past due amount. That's how bad Danny Green has been this year. And I've tried to hang in there with Danny Green. And he's just not cutting it. He's just not cutting. He looks old. He looks slow. We don't even look like we got the Toronto Raptors, Danny Green. And I heard a lot of Toronto Raptors fans that were, kind of complaining about him. But at least he came through in the playoffs in some clutch games. He's not doing nothing for us. Nothing. But just getting tortured out there. Guys were just floating past him like a matador. He was looking like a matador out there. Here's the lane. Here's the lane, Mr. Harden. Here's the lane, Mr. Gordon. That's how bad Danny Green was tonight. Terrible. And then it's like when he gets open, you clench your eyes. Then sometimes when he knows he's cold, he pulls down an open shot and tries to dribble in the lane and throw up this ugly, nasty looking floater that has absolutely no chance of going in. I'm done with him. I'm done. People go in on Kyle Kuzma for not erupting enough offensively, but Danny Green is getting paid the big bucks. He's actually getting paid the big bucks to be a third wheel, and he's looking like a G leaguer. He doesn't even look like a G leaguer. I know a lot of college players that I would choose right now in his spot. That's how bad he is. And I know I'm going in 5 minutes on Danny Green because it's well deserved. Terrible. But with that being said, is it time to panic, Laker fans? No. Y'all saw what happened with the Portland Trail Blazers game. And also, we're dealing with guys that are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, with Mr. Westbrook and Mr. James Harden. We got exposed to the good James Harden tonight. Trust me, him and Westbrook, and maybe even together, are going to have some just some type of boneheaded, just nutty plays coming up. So we can look forward to that. They're going to have some type of collapse type of game coming up. But it's up to us to take advantage of that. The Rockets, I can say this. Out of all the Mike D'Antoni teams, this one is more equipped to withstand Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from James Harden and Westbrook, because they have guys buying in defensively. They have guys finally buying in defensively with P.J. Tucker, Covington, Westbrook. Even though he's not a great on-ball defender, he gets a lot of deflections, and he gets the ball going down the end. He get for slam dunks and stuff like that. Just a lot of guys that buys in defensively this year. So that's the only scary thing about this team, is that they can kind of afford to have these brain freezes of type of games from Westbrook and James Harden. So we have to capitalize on those games when they do have those mental epic proportion type of meltdowns. I was looking so forward to this series because my cousin, he's a diehard Houston Rockets fan, and I've had fun over the years tormenting him because he talks so much crap about James Harden, this and that, or he's the best one-on-one player of all time, And I told him, I said, it never fails. I said, James Harden makes me happy and he makes me right every year because he has these historical great seasons due to this era, and then comes to the playoffs and just fails miserably with epic proportion because the referees normally don't be in his back pocket come playoff time. But this year, they had the break that really helped them and to keep them from getting gassed like they normally do, and their defense has stepped up big time this year. So I definitely don't want to go out in this series and then have my cousin finally getting a chance to get up in my ear about this. Let's keep the Houston Rockets down, keep them where they always been, and regroup, get better. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, it starts with you two. I went hard on y'all game one against the Portland Trail Blazers, and y'all responded well with the next 4 games. Let's make the same thing happen. But I think that's all I have for today. Thank y'all guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.